And a 1, and a 2, and a 1, 2, 3, 4.
Good time to stop.
Nice.
I forgot my tin whistle, but Greg lent us his Blues Clues band set.
Yeah, my daughter's Blues Clues.
No, don't try and put it on her. We know it's yours.
Hey, it's at beginner level.
This is going to get real confusing if you don't enunciate Greg or Craig all week.
Mm-hmm.
How are you going to do that?
That is weird.
Do you get called Craig a lot?
Yeah, I do.
Do you get called Greg a lot?
I get called Greg a lot.
Oh.
You want to switch names for the week?
We can.
All right.
Let's go by G and C.
I'm just gonna say egg.
Egg.
I thought that was an egg shaker.
It's actually a pepper shaker.
Pepper shaker?
And a salt shaker.
Mm-hmm.
That's clever.
Hey, this is Greg, not Craig. And
Greg.
we're at Greg's house.
Mm-hmm.
Can you hear us okay? Yeah?
Yeah.
All right. Greg is the winner of the Patreon contest.
Congratulations, Greg.
2023, take 2.
Mm-hmm.
I like our backdrop today.
Yeah.
We're in his dining room.
Is that Atlanta?
I don't think. Yeah.
Yes.
It is.
That's downtown Atlanta.
Yeah.
Wow. We're not in Atlanta. We are in Marietta, which is close to Atlanta.
Yeah, not far. It's only a few miles away, but it's about an hour's worth of traffic.
Yeah, he talks.
Mm-hmm.
This is how people talk down here in the South.
So far, we haven't done a patron build of somebody that doesn't have an accent.
Everyone's got an accent.
Everybody's got an accent.
Yeah. Sean was very Boston. Sam sounded goofy.
Weird.
And you got that nice Southern drawl.
Yeah.
Is it draw or drawl?
Drawl.
Drawl.
There's
Got
an
that
L on there.
Southern drawl
Yeah.
from Savannah.
Mm-hmm.
Anyways.
Good morning.
Yeah.
We're going to build with Greg. This is going to be a different one because it's going to be outside.
Mm-hmm.
And this is a great time of year to do that because we're going into wintertime. So why not build an outside project? That makes sense.
Yeah.
But we're in Georgia and the weather here is actually really nice. It's supposed to be in the 70s and 80s while we're here.
Yeah, heat wave.
Yeah. For this time of the year, it is.
Greg found this cool bench / pergola online. And he's like, this would be awesome. And I agree. It looks really cool. We'll show you on a behind the scenes later, the inspiration photo. And then we started working on designing it this morning. And I quickly realized this is not a real photo. This is an AI generated photo because the construction, when you start looking at the photo, is a physical impossibility. It defies the laws of physics.
But boy, did it look good.
But it looked cool.
Yeah.
So now we're having to redesign it in a way that is possible and still have the same look. So that's what we've been working on this morning. And it's been interesting because you would think, oh, a pergola is just this nice little square. That's easy. But this one's a little more difficult because it's got this bench and it's got a full circular round. You'll have to see the picture.
Yeah.
It's hard to explain.
Yeah.
But it's going to be cool. And I'm excited.
Yes. So this live stream's open up to all levels of patron.
All the patronages.
So this is why is it that I could never?
He's trying to say if this is your first time here, welcome.
Yeah.
And the way this works is you can ask questions over there on the little chat thing, and Greg will answer them for you.
Yeah,
I'll do my best.
Speaking of
Do
Greg,
you prefer Greg or Gregory
Greg.
or Mr. Atwell.
or Mr. Atwell?
No, Greg's fine.
Dr. Atwell.
I don't like feeling any older than I already am.
Okay, Mr. Atwell.
They
Let's tell us about yourself. Are you from Georgia originally?
Nope. Greg, I'm originally from South Alabama, Troy, Alabama, small town in Alabama.
Sweet home.
Yep. 11, 12 years ago, my job moved me to Atlanta.
My kids. I gotta go. I'll call you back.
My job moved me to Atlanta, and I been here ever since. And not long after I moved here, my wife moved here. Well, wasn't my wife at the time, but
okay.
now she's my wife.
I was gonna say,
And,
it's a good thing she decided to move too.
She's from the same. Yeah, no, that'd be awkward. But no, she's from the same place I am. We moved here, different times. Linked up, got married, and she motivated me to get back into woodworking. Something I picked up a long time ago, and she's motivated me to get back into it. So
nice.
And then
you have a shop here on your property.
yeah.
That's also in a shed. This is a
Mhm.
common thing, apparently, to have a shed shop.
Shed
Although Greg's shed is like 8 times the size of Sam's shed.
Mhm.
So
It's like if Sam's shed and
got really fat. Like if
Mhm.
Sam's British shed started
Well,
eating American food.
Well, I was gonna say
Yeah.
maybe if Sam's shed and Sean's shed had a baby, this would be the outcome of that pairing.
Yeah.
Did it get
I get where
weird?
you're
No,
going
we-
with that.
you
I
got-
get where you're going with
it-
that.
It did get weird.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, awesome, man. Glad we're
Anyways,
here.
we'll
Yeah,
show you.
excited.
We'll show you. I keep wanting to say Sean. I'm still stuck in Boston. We'll show you Greg's shed
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
later on. But for now, do you guys have any questions about woodworking, about a
Mhm.
project you're on, about Greg?
Who? Did you say Greg or
Exactly.
Craig?
Anything?
We got Tiny Sean, Double M, acquired Target. Ken from Detroit, obviously, he's always on here.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Mike Martinez.
Ooh, Mike.
Yes. All right. This is really funny.
Okay.
Mike Martinez. We got to meet him in Austin.
Mhm.
He's awesome. But this morning, he's hopefully expecting a call from Kelly and Mark. You know who Kelly and Mark is?
Nope.
Live with Kelly and Mark. It used to be Regis and Kelly. It used to be Regis and
Yeah.
Kathy Lee. Then it became Regis and Kelly. Then it became Kelly and Michael. Then it became Kelly and what's that? Ryan. Now it's Kelly and Mark. And so he's entering like some sort of a sweepstakes. So Mike, good luck.
Yeah. Good luck.
Thanks for tuning into this and not tuning into that one.
Oh, so he's hoping to get
He's
a call.
because they're giving away like a trip or something.
And Mike, I'm just letting you know right now, you're not gonna win. Okay, it's rigged.
Do you know anybody that's ever won a contest
Do
like
you
that?
know anyone's ever won a contest?
Uh-uh.
I don't
Yeah.
know.
Oh, you. Okay.
No.
Well, good luck, buddy.
Yeah. All right. Hit us with your questions.
Mhm.
Are you going to do a meetup while in Atlanta? Danielle would like to know.
I think we're gonna try and do one on Friday. We'll
Yeah.
talk to Greg. Man, this is confusing. The
Mhm.
Greg and Craig thing.
Yeah. And
After we get off of this and figure out a place to do it. There's a brewery in town that maybe. Sorry, I should stop playing with that because it's loud.
Mhm.
I don't want to be assaulting. Get it? Because it's
Yeah.
a salt shaker.
then way to pepper in that joke.
Yeah.
Anyways,
Yeah. Probably Friday.
yeah,
We'll figure it
we'll
out.
just pick a time, and it'll be
Figure-
very nonchalant, laid back. That
Mhm.
that place we went last night, we could do it there. That tap house.
Dude, the Grove
Grove Street.
Schwitz. What was the name of the place?
I don't know, but it had that outdoor area with
Yeah.
like the
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
fires, and
That
there
was
was
a
a
great
food
spot.
truck there.
It's a brewery here in Marietta.
We
Mhm.
played golf. Have you ever played the card game golf before?
Let's
Me
not
and-
talk about that.
Me and Craig played last night, and
Don't even talk
basically
about
you're
it.
trying to get the lowest score
We-
possible
We actually, someone has a question
over
on here.
9 holes, and my score after 9 holes was a whopping 4 points. Craig's score was 71.
I might have misunderstood the game. I thought it was like the highest score. of one. No, literally, it was just the luck of the draw. The cards were not on my side.
It's all strategy.
Okay.
Yeah.
Question for Greg
Yeah.
from Tiny Sean. What does Greg do for a living?
I do continuous improvement in supply chain. Basically, very boring. A lot of spreadsheets, a lot of numbers.
That sounds made up.
Yeah,
Continuous improvement of
efficiency.
supply chains.
Yeah, basically, I go into like warehouses, supply chain, anybody who stores and moves things. And right now, I work with a medical company, and we find the most efficient way to move things in and out. With storage solutions and process improvement, it's very boring, but it's fun.
Okay.
But basically, I go in and tell people what to do to make it run better, and then get them mad at me.
Nice.
It sounds like what Jason does to me.
I was gonna say that's what you do to me.
You're constantly looking for ways that I can improve,
Mm.
right?
Well, it's hard to improve on perfection, Craig.
Oh. Thanks, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So that's what Greg does for a living.
Mhm.
And then someone else asked what you do for work. I guess that's the same
I think
thing.
that's the
Yeah.
same
That's probably
thing.
the same
Yeah.
thing, huh? Yeah.
After hours, it's woodworking.
Okay. Sean McDonald, winner of our last patron contest, has a question for Greg.
Hey,
Mhm.
Sean, you and Greg have something in common. You both have golden retrievers.
Yeah.
Yeah, but there's no roosters here.
I know.
Mm.
And Greg's dog isn't about to die.
Yeah.
Mm-mm.
He actually has energy.
Yeah, he's got
Yeah,
energy.
too
A
much.
lot of energy.
Too much energy.
Yeah. I thought like 6 times that Sean's dog was dead when we were there. And then I'd go poke it with a golf club and it'd be like, anyways.
Anyway, Sean wants to know what happened to the Braves this year. They were such a good team.
Look at this shirt. He's even wearing it.
Yeah. Talk to us about your Braves.
Oh, I don't
What
know.
happened?
They were so good all year. I don't know what fell apart at the end. I didn't even get to watch that last game or any of it. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's a anybody who lives in Georgia knows this. It's an Atlanta team thing. With being a Falcons fan, Atlanta United, they love to get you right there. Playoffs get you where they get your hopes up, your dreams are up, and then they dash them very, very sadly.
Mm-hmm.
And so the Braves are just taken from the Falcons.
Hey, if it's any consolation, growing up in Arizona, I'm a Diamondbacks fan, and we only made it to the World Series this year, so we didn't do that good, you know.
Did you win?
No, we didn't win.
Oh.
I was actually really sad. We haven't won a World Series since 2001. To be fair, the Rangers have never won a World Series.
That's
so
true. Oh, you got a thumbs up on your face again.
I know.
Yeah.
Anyways,
Cool.
I was a little sad that they didn't win, but it's okay.
All right. Hey, there's a patron, Nirav Patel, works into the supply chain industry in Atlanta.
Oh wow!
So maybe you should
improve them.
you should improve on him.
No,
her, him.
I've seen that name pop up quite a bit in the
Yeah.
Patreon. I think lives actually. I think right in Kennesaw, like 15 minutes from here. I think.
Jeff Sumner wants to know if you can come over to his house and make his shop more efficient.
Oh,
No,
this
it's
could
possible.
be a side business. Is
You
you
could-
could just officiify
Mhm.
Fishify.
woodworking shops.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And then when it's dinner time, you could fry.
Only if you're
Yeah.
Catholic.
Cat flick.
no, I do. I've started doing
Good
that with
fish
my
fry?
shop.
Yeah.
I've started really rebuilding my shop, trying to make it more efficient. My own.
So your job professionally is to organize other people.
Mhm.
How would your wife rate your personal organization at home?
There it went.
A
There it
one.
went.
From the other room.
She said from the other room that he's number one.
I knew it was coming.
Yeah, number
Oh,
one.
no,
That's great.
at
That's what I heard.
home, terrible. I
Okay.
knew the commentary was coming, but yeah, I'm terrible at it.
It's just
At
like
home.
the contractor.
It's like
you
the
know?
cobbler's children
don't
don't
have shoes.
don't wear clothes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had to-
All right. Ryan Silk has a woodworking tool question for Jason.
Mhm.
Why, or could you share why you dislike the cheapest Festool sander so much? Does it not remove enough material, or does it leave swirl marks? It has a smaller stroke, or should?
I feel like the cheapest Festool sander, he's talking about the ETS 125.
Mhm.
I feel like somebody was like, I wonder what would happen if we put some sandpaper on that electric toothbrush. It doesn't seem to do a whole lot. It doesn't remove material very fast. It definitely has a horrible scratch pattern. It leaves a lot of swirl marks, but it doesn't remove material very fast is the big thing. So
You ever used one?
yeah, I have 2 of them. Those were the first 2 sanders I bought because they were the cheapest ones, and that's all I could afford when it came to Festool stuff.
Mm.
And I used it a while, and I thought at the time, like, oh, these are pretty nice, until I got a nicer Festool
Mhm.
sander, and then I was like, dang,
That's funny. That's the one I've got out there.
it's the 125.
Yep, I want that Rotex.
Oh boy, so you mean that's the one we're gonna be using all week?
Oh yeah.
I got it.
Oh boy,
Mhm.
I got it, guys. I got it.
because you're the sander.
I don't know if there's going to be any sanding.
I don't know on this project that there will be any sander.
Yeah. I know.
Okay.
Yeah.
What did you bring me out here for?
Okay. So, anyways, that's why I don't like it.
Yeah. Ken, I've got a question. Let's talk about clamps and glue types. He asked about type on 2 or 3, but I'm going to throw in also type on 1.
Okay.
How long do you leave your glue ups in clamps for each of those glue types?
At least, well, type on 3 has a little bit longer work time. Type on 3, at least an hour. Type on 2, 35 to 40 minutes. You're fine. I mean, you can take the clamps off. You don't want to really stress the joint, they say, but that glue dries so quick. I've never used Type Bond 1, nor do I know anybody that uses Type Bond 1.
No, I only use 2 and 3.
I just saw somebody use Type Bond Dark the other day
Oh, yeah, that's a thing.
for like walnut and darker
Mhm.
woods.
Yeah.
Do you think that's necessary?
If you're gluing things up in a way that the glue is visible, then probably not doing something right.
Yeah.
It's still the finish still won't absorb. Well,
Yeah. Somebody asked on Patreon about they were gluing stuff up. They always use Type Bond 3, and they're having a problem with stain adhering with glue squeeze out. I don't know if that's just a Type Bond 3 thing. I mainly use Type Bond 2, and I mean, granted, I don't use a lot of stains, but I never seem to have an issue.
Okay.
Uh,
All right. Ryan Soak's got another sander question. What are your thoughts on the square sander Festool sells?
I've never used it.
Okay. He said, is it worth having for those square projects, or is it also terrible like the ETSR?
What I have is the ETS something.
the triangle
I
there?
don't remember what it's called, but it's the triangle one, and
Good for corners.
that one's great for corners because you can use the round one for basically everything, and you just pull that one out just to get in the little nooks and crannies, and it works really well. So with that and the round one, you don't really need a square one.
Yeah. Coleman McCorkle. That's a great name.
That's like a grill, and then the seasoning
And
you
then-
put on top of the stuff on the grill.
Yeah, and then you toss it in your cooler after you've cooked it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Coleman McCorkle, Little Debbie.
McCormick and Schmidt.
Yes. He's a Rays fan. The highs went high, and then the lows went pretty low this year.
He's a Braves fan?
Rays.
No.
Tampa Bay.
Rays.
Yeah.
Cool. I know. So my principal growing up, his son just got drafted last year to the Rays.
Mm-hmm.
My principal's name was Perry Barry. No joke. And his son, something Barry, I assume.
Harry.
Anyways, is a really good baseball player, and he got drafted by the Rays.
Perry Barry. Perry Barry's son.
Perry Barry's son did.
Harry.
I don't know what his name is.
Harry Berry.
Yeah, that sounds scary. All right. Coleman McCorkle has another question.
Okay.
How did Jason and Craig meet?
Well,
Swipe right, swipe left. I swiped right.
I don't even know what that means.
Tinder. We were on no?
Like to start a fire?
Quite the opposite, actually. Church.
We met in church.
At church. He sat right in front of me, and I
The
said,
singles dating function.
"Yep." And I said, "That guy's in my way. I can't see." And he said, "Hi, I'm Jason."
I stood up during the music at church and I got everyone to stop and I was like, "Excuse me, drummer, you're off beat." No, we don't need to hear how offbeat you are.
Let's okay. All right. Yeah, but that was 2010, maybe.
It was a long time ago.
9, 10, probably 10.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was a while ago.
Hey, Gregory Atwell. I like calling you Gregory. It seems more official. Or I'm going to call you Gregory. He provided the wet stuff of the week this week. Tell us about this distillery.
It is American Spirits Whiskey. It is actually distilled right down the road in Atlanta on Armour Avenue. The Fiddler is my favorite. They make a variety of different flavors and all that. I kind of stick to the basics. I'm a big fan of my bourbon tasting like bourbon.
Mm.
And
It makes sense.
but I don't really do the flavor stuff. But they are right here in Atlanta. They do a lot of really good flavors, and they do a lot of charity stuff in the area too. They usually do a few, at least, dog charities for animals and stuff like that.
Well, this is the just because of the time zone difference. This is the
earliest we've
earliest
ever
we've.
drank
This
whiskey.
is we're like 750 on
Dude,
the.
it smells
on
very
the,
almost smells like a rye. It's very,
it is.
It is a rye.
I think
It's
that
not
one
bourbon.
is- Nah, that's not right. They do make a
But
rye
it
though.
smells rye-esque. It's
Mhm.
very yeasty smelling.
Okay.
Cheers.
Cheers, everybody.
Cheers.
Think.
Are you guys both left-handed?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
It's the
I'm
Greg and Craig
Lefties.
show. Lefties.
surrounded by freaks.
Lefties.
Nah, man.
It's that
I can
creativity.
only tell because our arms ran into each other.
Oh,
every
yeah.
time we drank.
Blink.
One's named Greg, one's named Craig. They're both left-handed. Wow.
He's got one girl. I have 3 boys, though. That's where we differ. Yeah.
Maybe his daughter will be a reversed polygamist and can marry all 3 of your sons.
Oh my gosh. Maybe we'll see.
Okay.
Yeah. What do you think?
I think it's good. It goes well
It's
with
a little-
the Orbit's mint gum.
It's
I
a
have
little.
in my mouth.
It's a little warm. It lingers right here.
Yeah.
Hits you in the back of the throat.
It does.
Yeah, it's got a little burn to it. I like it.
Probably only like, what, 45%? 45%.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So Jason and I went out to dinner last night.
Oh, yeah.
And this guy's got like a radar, this guy, for different bottles. Like as soon as we walked in, he's like, I bet they have some Papy here.
No, when we walked in, I said they have 2 bottles of Papy. I saw it behind the counter. But
it was like
it
behind
was
the
like
counter,
tucked in
tucked
there.
in.
But I
You
only
can
have to
barely
see
the
I only
label.
have to see a little bit of the bottle. They had the 12 and the 15. Believe it or not, I've never had Papy before. Everyone's always like, do you like Papy? And I'm like, I don't know. I've never had it. So I thought, might as well try it. So we had the 12. It wasn't cheap. It was $105 for a glass. And I couldn't drink alone, so me and Craig both had to get one.
Yeah.
I actually texted my wife before, and I was like, hey, is it okay if I spend $105 on a glass of whiskey? And I said, for my birthday, because, it was my birthday. So I thought maybe she'd say yes. And she said, you can't use the business card.
Oh.
I also didn't tell her that when I said, can I spend $105 on a glass of whiskey, I really meant, can I buy 2 glasses of whiskey? Anyways, we got them.
We got him.
It was good, actually. It was really good.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. It tasted like a very high-end bourbon. I've had better bourbons, but it was really good.
I tried to pull a fast one on you last night, and then you pulled a fast one on me. Because while you were texting your wife, I was texting my wife. I said, can I spend $105 to buy Jason a glass of Papy? And she said, sure. So then I immediately Venmoed him.
Is that your dog snoring?
Yeah, probably is.
And then he's like, well, we have to get 2. And I was like,
It was good, though.
But it was fun. It was good. I felt bad, though, because there's a little bit left. And I, when I have just a tiny little bit, I'm just so used to just tossing it back. And so I had a substantial amount, and I just went, and then I realized, I probably shouldn't have done that.
I was going to do that the whole glass when they first brought it. When she poured it, I was just going to take it like a shot and see what she said. But I couldn't bring myself to do it.
No.
There's actually, so I asked her, I said, how many bottles of Papy do you get a year? Because it's really hard for restaurants and bars and stuff to get it. And she said, we usually get 1, maybe 2 bottles a year. And I was telling Craig that there's this restaurant, I think it's or it's a bar in New Orleans. And they had applied to get Papy for a couple of years, and they couldn't get it. And finally, they were given an allotment of Papy. They got 2 bottles, I think. And the bar owner thought it was so stupid, how ridiculous it was, and all the hype. So he took the 2 bottles of Papy, and he decided that he was going to make Jello Shots out of it. And then they held this party at the bar, and they sold the Jello Shots for $1 a piece.
Oh my gosh!
So you could go get a Papy Jello Shot for $1.
They probably didn't get their allotment back.
No, people got really pissed.
Oh, I bet they did.
But I think that's hilarious.
I think it's funny.
Good
And
for
you're
them.
talking about it. So, marketing.
All
right. Jeremy Johnstone, what sandpaper do you prefer on the ETS 150?
I like the Cubitron 2 Extract. That's my favorite sandpaper right now. The Cubitron 2 is good too. They both work about the same as far as durability and longevity, but the Extract has a thicker back pad to it. So if you're doing lots of corners or edges and stuff like that, it doesn't tear up the sandpaper as easy. So it is more expensive, but it works really well.
Narav wants to know if you will ever do a collab with Cam.
Cam from Blacktail? He actually, it's really funny. He texted me the other day, and I was going to post this on Instagram because I thought it was hilarious. And he was looking for somebody to build cabinets because he doesn't want to build them himself. Anyways, it was a funny exchange to have this well-known woodworker contact you asking if I knew of another woodworker that could build a cabinet.
Because he doesn't want to do it.
I don't know if we'll ever do. Maybe. He lives just down the street from me. Me and Cam are friendly. He's a good guy. So who knows?
Yeah, I met him at Workman's Con. He was really cool.
Yeah, he's nice.
Yeah. Evan would like to know what Atlanta restaurants we would be trying while we were here.
We went to Mac's Chop House last night. That's where we had the Papy. It was really good. They had, I got a bone-in filet. Is that what I got?
Something like that. Yeah.
It was good. It was really thick. It was cooked perfectly. And then I got it carpetbagger style, which I didn't know what that was. I was like, what's that? And apparently they put a bolognese sauce on top with fried shrimp on there. That was really good. Craig got the Delmonico ribeye with marrow butter on there.
And it was a lot of marrow butter.
It was like a half a cup of marrow butter.
That much marrow butter.
On top of the steak. It was,
it was delicious.
He gave me some. It was really good.
Yeah, it was so good.
And then we got mashed potatoes and Brussels sprouts and cauliflower. Anyways, it was delicious.
Sounds good.
We're going to take Greg, because he's never been to Mary Mac's. Have you ever gone to Mary Mac's? Anybody from Atlanta? That place is awesome. It's closer to downtown, but it's not downtown. It's like the best quintessential comfort food, very famous place in Atlanta. It's been open forever.
And you've never been?
No, never
It's
been.
got a cool history.
It's just, is it more of a touristy spot, you think?
Not really. I mean, it's always busy, but
it's famous though.
Yeah, I've never really heard anybody talk about it except local people. The only way I know about it is we were staying with some people locally and they told us to go there. But anyways, it's delicious.
Okay.
Food's amazing. It's a cool building too.
I'm excited. Let's do it.
Yeah.
Let's not build today. Let's just go there.
Let's just go there.
Yeah.
So
we're
gonna go there. If you have any other recommendations, let us know, because we don't know what we're doing.
Two Aggies, Aggie for life. That's the name of this person. I'm building a chop saw station with limited space. Speaking of depth, any advice whether sliding it in and out is better or using a rotating shelf is a better option? Oh, Janice. That's her name, Janice.
I like the slide it in and out kind of thing. When we were in England for the first patron build,
oh yeah,
Sam's miter saw was on this like built-in thing that slid in and out, but that was so that he could slide it out and then he could have longer boards so they could go out the door. But it actually works pretty good, and you can just push it in when you're done.
Yeah,
I think that works pretty well.
Especially if it's one of those that comes out the back like mine.
The
slider, yeah.
Okay. John Staunch. Been wanting to ask why not use ply for face frames, but I figured it out. Hinge/screw durability and extra end banding.
Yeah.
I got it to work and I'm okay with it, but other wrecks if I can't plain poplar. Recommendations.
Well, I would just buy S4S something. If you don't have the ability to plane, just go someplace and buy something S4S, meaning surfaced on all four sides, and you should be able to just use it without much milling. Yeah, plywood's not the best for exactly what you said. Any attachments you have to do, you're going into those sheets of ply, which you can split out and separate. And then unless you take the time to edge band it all, it's just exposed plywood. It doesn't look great. It's not nearly as durable because you only have a veneer for protection, and the face frame gets banged up quite a bit. So, all those reasons.
Run the risk of running and screwed through and hitting one of those voids.
Hey, that's like the stool that me and Jay Cats built.
Yeah,
that is
cool.
Did you build that one?
No, I bought that one.
Bought that one.
Yeah.
John Jacob Jingleheimer wants to know if we're going to do karaoke.
No, we only do karaoke with you, John.
Yes, because you enjoyed it so much.
That was the worst place to ever do karaoke, though.
I feel like it started great until the band next door started playing.
Yeah, it was so loud you couldn't hear yourself sing.
No.
I tried to do Handlebars by Flo Rida, and couldn't hear it.
Well, let's just say it was terrible.
Is it Flo Rida or Flowbot?
Flo Botter?
I don't remember.
I don't know. I'm going to try to find this video and play it, though.
It's really bad.
Yeah, it's real bad.
Because I was completely off the music because you couldn't hear the music.
While I'm finding it, this is your job now.
Okay.
Coleman's got another question right there.
A wood question. Planning to build some floating shelves out of live edge material, but there's only one stud position behind. How could I create some kind of mount plate to get enough support?
Only one stud, you say?
You'd have to anchor. There's flip anchors that come out the back or something.
Yeah, that's hard because for floating shelves, you need a lot of support. If it were me, I would probably cut a big hole in the drywall and I would add some additional support in there, then re-drywall, patch. I know that's a pain, but for floating shelves, that kind of cantilevered style, you got to have that support. So what you could do is you could cut a hole in your drywall and you basically attach a stud from your one stud to the next stud over, and then that'll give you a really strong brace, and then you can attach your bracket to that. That's what I would do.
Okay.
Yeah.
What else we got?
Lots of bottles of alcohol is what it's holding.
Yeah. It'd be worth it to cut into your drywall and do it right. Yep. You can't. I couldn't hear the beat of the music, so I was guessing. And it's a fast
I
song.
loved it though.
I know. Well, that's because everyone had been drinking a lot. It was really bad.
That one guy.
Oh yeah, the guy
This
in the
guy.
back. He's having a time of his life.
He was loving it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's because he couldn't even hear what we were saying.
Was he the one that got really mad? There was one guy that waited around forever, went up, bombed it.
Well, yeah,
he
because
got so mad at the DJ.
Because he's like, you got to turn the music up, and he's like, it's as loud as it'll go.
Yeah. Karaoke, not my thing.
It's fun in the right environment where you can hear yourself.
Yeah.
Like I did karaoke in California at this really tiny bar, and it was like our group of people and like 4 other people in there, and it was a ton of fun. But that place was insane. That was downtown Boston. It was crazy.
Karaoke's definitely not my thing.
Evan would like to know, if you don't have a router table, how would you go about template routing?
If you don't have a router table, how would you go about template routing? I would just use your handheld router and take your piece. What you want to do is you want your router template to be on the top of the piece. So you get a bottom mounted bearing. I know that seems backwards, but the bottom is closer to the shank. So when you flip the router up and down, the bearing's on the top. And then I just use double-sided tape and I stick my piece like to a work surface, and then you just can go by hand with your router around your template and then unstick the whole thing, pull it off. That's how I do it.
John Jacob Jinglehammer sent me more karaoke material.
Good.
Yeah. Good on you. Way to document it. Okay. Have you guys messed with AGT MDF yet? Says John Merritt. Ask John Merritt. What's AG? America's Got Talent.
America's Got Talent's MDF.
Muscular Dystrophy Foundation. Never heard of it.
Nope.
What is AGT MDF?
Yeah, I don't know.
All alignment, grain type.
Let's see.
I don't know.
John, what is it?
What is it?
While we're waiting for that, Tiny Sean would like to know, does Greg have a Festool domino?
I do not.
But we don't need one for this project.
Not for this one.
No.
The only Festool I have is my sander.
Is that on your wish list? Is that something you want to do? Get?
Yeah, I'd like one because I do a lot of glue ups that need it, but it's not really in my company budget right now, the woodworking budget. I think next the big thing I'm getting is a track saw.
Tiny Sean said, so you're a real woodworker. Yeah.
I do enjoy hand cut tenons, like making mortise and tenons.
No, you saw a hand cut, huh? All right.
By hand cut, I mean the electric saw is in my hand.
Yeah.
The table saw is in my hand. In my hand.
Okay. What was the question that Evan? How do you support the piece? I was just going back to the routing question. Evan said, how do you support the piece?
Yeah, I mean, you just stick the entire thing down to the table. I mean, how do you support the router?
No, piece.
Like what you can do if like it's a small piece and your router wants to like kind of flop off the edge, just cut another piece that's the same height as your piece and the template, and then you can double side tape that to the edge of your router, and so that's kind of like this little leg that the router can stand on as it goes all the way around, and then it can't flop to the side.
Okay, Tiny Sean wants to know what lumber we're using for this project.
We're gonna use some tree lumber.
Mm-hmm.
It's made out of wood.
Yeah.
We haven't decided yet. We're gonna go see what they have. Possibly cedar, I think, would be the best bet, but we could use pressure treated too.
Yeah.
Mike Adams says he highly recommends Little Alley Steak if you want another steakhouse.
Little Alley's?
Little Alley.
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 Okay. I can go for
Look
steak.
that up.
Yeah.
Yeah, always good for steak.
Hui Vu asks when you're going to offer classes so they can all become Bourbon Moth certified and get associated tattoos.
Oh, dude, we should all get tattoos. We passed a tattoo parlor last night, and I was telling Craig we should go get a tattoo.
You don't really need to do much convincing to convince Jason to get another tattoo.
Yeah.
See, my wife in there likes to joke that I don't have enough tattoos to be
Let's
able to
go
work
get a
Do
around.
you have any
tattoo.
tattoos?
Yeah.
I don't have
On
any
my
tattoos.
back.
Maybe
Yeah.
that'll be a new thing where I go get a tattoo with every patron winner.
No, she says I've got to go. I got to get more tattoos to be an actual woodworker one day.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't have enough.
I'm not a woodworker then. Neither is Keith Johnson,
No.
if
No.
that's true.
He doesn't have
Yeah.
any tattoos.
He ain't no. He ain't
Yeah, I was about to ask. You gotta have any?
Did we find out what AGTMDF is?
Yep.
What is it?
It's Arabian gut shot.
Pizzimo.
tang.
That's your job. We got
Yeah.
another. Research that.
Athletic
I will.
Greens Timber.
Would you recommend Baskets? Would like to know if you would recommend a battery powered track saw,
Mm-hmm.
and which one maybe.
Yeah, the TS55, whatever the battery powered one is. That's pretty much all I use now. I never pull out the corded one. The battery powered one's awesome.
Yeah. Have you used any other track saws besides Festival?
Yeah,
Or Greg,
like
have
at
you?
other people's
No?
shops. The Makita
Yeah.
one works really well. The DeWalt one's garbage. The Triton one is decent.
Have you tried the Craig one? I know a lot of people have luck with that one.
I've never tried the Craig one.
My wife's had luck with that one.
He stays on track.
Yep.
Hey, nice.
Is it just like? Is it wood grain MDF?
Maybe.
John Jacob is responding to Basket. Said I picked up the 40 volt Makita after my first use. I think I was happier than the birth of my second child.
Wow.
Don't tell that to your second child.
We know which one's the favorite.
Wow.
He only has one child.
No, maybe that's it. Which lumber? Narab would like to know which lumber yard we're going to.
Home Depot?
Mhm.
No, I'm just
Is that
joking.
what
What is the name of the lumber place?
We'll probably be going to Peach State.
Peach State? That's what he
Lumber.
said. He asked if we're going to Peach
Yeah,
State.
everybody around here in the Atlanta area goes to Peach State. It's
Really?
they have a great selection, great group of people too.
Okay. All right. Eric Olson. So, just curious, building a new dining room table, and I know it may just be personal preference, but what would you suggest for a new dining table?
Whatever your personal preference.
What's
is.
your personal preference?
I am stuck in this thing where I'm using a lot of, forever. Walnut and oak are kind of my go-tos, depending on what you like the look of. I do have a build coming up, though, and my wife really wants me to use reclaimed lumber. Haven't used that for a while, which is usually, it could be anything, oak, fir.
Really?
Yeah. So that could be interesting.
That could be interesting.
This is actually reclaimed under here.
Really?
Can we check and
Yeah,
see what's
reclaimed
under the
pine.
skirt?
It's old growth pine. It's like almost 200 years old. My
Yeah, look at that.
my wife's
I don't know if they can
grandmother's
see
Great
that.
grain.
Look at that.
my wife's grandmother's house caught fire and almost burnt down. And I was able to get some of the wood out of it. It's like 100-something-year-old house.
So the house was on fire,
Mhm.
and you're like, wait, let me get some wood.
I gotta
Yeah.
get
And
some
you
wood for a
grab
table.
the
Yeah.
Hold
wood out.
on, fire. Stop
Yeah.
burning.
Yeah, I mean
Yeah.
The firemen were mad at me, but you do what you got to do.
Not only do you have a tablecloth,
Now, is this a really expensive tablecloth?
Not at all.
It's like a really important
This is
historical
you have a
item.
protector for your table protector.
Well, I know, 'cause
I
it's
have a
got
2-year-old,
Yeah, that's true.
and she likes to paint. Yep,
You say you eat like a 2-year-old?
I do. I eat I make it an adventure when I eat. It's a whole event.
As far as
Okay.
I can tell, HET MDF,
Sorry.
it's just like a really fancy MDF, but it looks like it comes in like wood grain patterns. And like,
That's what I saw. It's like a wood
like
grain
it's
thing.
got a veneer over
Artificial
the top.
grain texture.
Artificial grain
Mhm.
technology.
It's like MDF
And
plywood
crazy
without
colors, he
veneer.
says it comes in.
Oh,
Okay.
yeah, and a bunch of crazy colors.
Mhm.
No, I haven't tried it. I'll have to try it. Where do you get it? Do you order it online? Is there a tree that grows it? I don't know.
All right. This question's for Greg.
Oh,
Y'all or no y'all?
y'all,
He says
Y'all.
y'all a lot.
y'all,
Okay.
Yeah.
YA,
Y'all come back
Apostrophe
now,
LL.
you hear?
y'all.
Y'all want to come inside? Meet my
Mhm.
dog, Reese's Pieces?
Mm-hmm.
Who does the best dog bark out of all three of us? Ready?
Yeah.
Go. Okay.
Ruff, 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 ruff. I'm surrounded by Georgia fans here.
Rough.
Mhm.
You definitely have like a more scary dog.
Mhm.
I'm like a
You
little,
like a little
like
yapper.
a Pomeranian.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, see. Yeah.
Thanks.
I only did that
Is it
because
because
I
his
knew I
sounds
had-
more intimidating?
Mhm.
hurts my throat.
Yeah.
Yeah. You have to suck in.
You gotta
Lots of
suck in.
people
Try
think
it.
you have
Try
to
it.
do
You give it a
like
shot.
out.
You
You
gotta-
gotta suck in.
I gotta suck in.
I can't do it. I'll choke.
You gotta hurt your throat. You gotta drink some more whiskey.
No, like I said, I live around here. There's nothing. You get used to Georgia fans barking at you when you go
Oh.
into games.
John's dog is going nuts.
Oh.
Sorry.
So it works.
Yeah.
How come your dog isn't going nuts?
He's asleep.
Because he used all his energy when
Yeah.
we showed up.
I know. I was playing with him.
He's gearing up for next time we go outside.
Greg Humphrey says, good morning. What kind of table saw do you use for your dado stack? My saw stop will only cut around 2 inches deep dados, which is shallower than the notches you cut for the whiskey cabinet build.
Okay. My dado saw is a grizzly, and I think you can put a 10, if not 12-inch dado stack on there.
So why would is it just because saw stop has a certain can't go past a
You
certain
can't go
size?
past an 8-inch on a saw stop, I believe.
Really?
Yeah, because they have their saw stop technology and their cartridge thing. I think anything past an 8-inch, they can't stop it in time. I don't know.
No, yeah, and the inertia.
Plus, it's a pain because you got to switch out the cartridge when you got to switch out the dado stack, and it's just
Yeah. All right, Danielle would like to know, what battery power line of tools did you use when you first got started?
Me?
No.
I was all over the place. I had some Makita stuff and some DeWalt stuff and some Milwaukee. I had some Ryobi stuff.
Grizzly set.
I had some Grizzly stuff. It's just kind of whatever, I don't know, was cheapest at the time. But then I switched all the Festool stuff mainly because I wanted everything to have the same battery. And I looked at what I had the most of at that point, and I had the most Festool stuff. So
Okay. That's it.
all right, see you
Okay.
guys.
Yep. I think the most important thing though is pick
Be
a line.
kind to everybody.
Pick a line and stick with your line, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You don't want to have like 5 different chargers and batteries.
I mean, you
going
can,
on.
but
You
it's a
can.
pain because, then you got batteries plugged in all over the place.
All right, John's got an actual woodworking question.
Okay.
I am attempting box shelves and do not want plywood fronts. Using sanded plywood.
Sanded ply.
Sanded plywood. What is a good wood for the front?
Are you painting them or are you staining them? That's the big question.
Painting or stain?
Because if you're staining them, well, what kind of wood? What do you want it to look like?
Stain.
Stain. So yeah, do you want it to look like oak or do you want it to look like walnut or ash or cherry or? I mean, it completely depends on what you want it to look like. If you're painting it, it obviously wouldn't matter as much. But. So there's that.
He's not chiming in anymore.
Okay,
Okay.
that's fine.
He must have died.
Yeah.
Okay. Eric Olson. Okay. Good. More questions and answers.
Yeah.
That's what we like to do. Hopefully you leave this Q&A more confused than when you
Exactly.
started. Yep. All right, Eric Olson. So for those of us that can't afford a decent track saw, do you suggest the Miles Craft Universal Track System?
I don't know what that is.
I don't know. Time to look it up, Greg.
All right.
All
If you
right.
can't afford a good, decent track saw, I suggest a really straight 2x4 and a circular saw.
There
And
you go.
it'll work just as well. It'll just take a little longer to set up, but
Yep.
The universal saw guide? Yeah, okay. It's just a little cradle you put it in.
I got something in my eye. Is that for a circular saw?
Yeah, it
must
looks like
be.
you just.
Yeah.
How much is that?
That is $99. Okay, yeah, it looks like you just put the saw, connect it to that track, and then put the track over it.
You have a cat?
You have a cat.
I've got 2 of them.
Oh, no wonder my eyes hurt.
Hey,
Oh,
kitty,
my
kitty, kitty. What's your name?
And I've got her, Rocka, and then I've got another one, a little 3-legged cat.
Your dog doesn't kill the cats?
Nah. They all play together. They get along really
Does
well.
this cat like to be picked up?
Oh, yeah. They're both super sweet. They love attention. They're honestly sweetest cats I've ever seen.
No. All right.
But there's a 3-legged one hopping around somewhere.
Here
I'm
we
sure.
go. Come up here.
Oh, wow. Is that the first
Look
cat
at
you've had
that.
on the live stream?
Yeah.
Yeah, this is the first
Cats.
cat on the live stream. Welcome. What's your name?
That is Rocka.
Can't
Rocka,
talk.
do you have anything to say?
Yeah. I wish I was a dog.
Why can't I be
Cats
a
are
dog?
stupid.
Oh, yeah. Plot twist. Jason is allergic. Well,
Yeah.
just don't pet the cat and rub your eyes.
Mm-hmm. Rocka.
Oh, it's like scared of itself.
It's like, ooh. Yeah, that's definitely an annoying
Yep, that gets
yapper for sure.
Yeah, I got rid of it. Don't worry.
Yeah.
Okay, any final questions for anybody? For Greg, for Craig, for
Jag.
right-handed
Mm-hmm.
man. Oh, Danielle's got a question here. When building a cabinet that will be 8 feet tall, would you make it in 2 separate pieces or 1?
It depends. Can you get an 8-foot cabinet in and out of the area in which you need it? Okay. If you assemble it somewhere else.
Yeah, that's a good question.
Yeah.
That's the only thing I would be careful of. Is like if you have
Oink.
8-foot ceilings, you're not going to be able to stand up an 8-foot cabinet in there. So unless you have like a taller section of the house, you can stand it up and then like shimmy it into place. So
Carter asks when we're going to start the new shop makeover.
we're not exactly sure on the firm date, but we're hoping this next spring
Early
sometime.
2024.
Yeah, early 2024.
That's the goal.
That's the goal.
Yes. Oh, she said she forgot about the stairs
Yeah.
for 8-foot cat. Yeah.
Yeah.
So probably
Only
2.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't make it hard on yourself.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. That's it.
That's it.
That's a wrap.
We're gonna get to work. We'll
gotta
check
go.
back in
Yeah,
with you later today.
There will be a plethora of Patreon behind the scenes footage this week, so be sure to check the feed. And speaking of feed, I'm kind of hungry.
I know. We're gonna go find lunch somewhere, and we're gonna finish this design on this thing, and then we're gonna go buy lumber.
Yep.
In that order. If that's all we get done today, then that's pretty darn good, actually.
Yeah.
So,
For the first day, that's
for the
really good.
first day.
I mean, the first day at Sam's, we just went and
Sight sod.
Yeah.
Well, that evening we worked on the design.
Oh yeah, the evening.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, you don't do
if
too
we
much.
can build a
We still got
bed
another one
in
to try.
4 days, we can build this thing.
Oh, my bad.
All right, thanks everybody.
Yeah.
Great job, Greg. Wow,
Mhm. Have fun.
you're real good at this, man. And a 1.
Oh, yeah, we need our noise.
And a 1, 2, 3, 4.
I can ride my bike with no handlebars. No handlebars. No handlebars.
Let's see if I can actually reach it with this thing.
You got it.
I know this
Oh.
this
Oh,
part
you got it.
drives Tiny Sean crazy. He's like, get a mouse. Why don't you just get
I know
a
if
mouse?
you had a mouse back here, you'd be done already. You literally.
Should we find a mouse?
No.
Okay, all right, let's go. All right, bye guys.
Then you gotta hit it again.
Oh shoot.
There you go. All right.
All right.